centuries-old indigenous community in Argentina is under threat. Deforestation and discrimination could see the Wichi people being forced from their lands. As part of Al Jazeera's series on Indonesian indigenous peoples, Teresa Bo visited the community in the northern province of Salta.
Elena Sosa has been weaving handicrafts all her life. She belongs to the Wichi indigenous community in Salta. For Elena, this type of work is one of the few things she has left of her culture.
I hope our children never forget who they are, where they come from, but it's becoming hard for them. Surviving here is more and more difficult.
The small band of surviving Wichis are a much reduced group from the Indians who met the Spanish conquerors over 500 years ago. In the 19th century, the government launched a bloody campaign to take land away from them, provoking the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Indians. Less than 2% of Argentina's population considers itself indigenous, and most of them have lost their land, are without work, and remain some of the poorest people in the country.
There is a perception that Argentina is different from other Latin American countries and that there are no indigenous groups. Because the country denied they existed, the theory is that they had to assimilate and disappear as an ethnic group.
And at this rate, it won't be long before that actually happens. Children here remain undernourished and depend on a daily government-provided meal. But even that's not guaranteed. On the day we visited, there was not enough food for everyone. Indigenous groups like the Wichis used to survive from hunting and gathering on the bush. But in the last years, take a look at what happened: deforestation. Argentina expanded its agricultural frontiers and destroyed many of the trees that were here in the past in order to grow crops. The Wichis are still struggling to adapt. Hugo Jaimes is one of the Wichi leaders. He says the major problems the Wichis face is a shortage of land. In the last few years, most of the land has been sold into private ownership, and signs like this one have appeared everywhere, prohibiting Wichis from entering the land they once hunted on and lived off.
Wichi means people, and without land, people here say they cannot retain a community, as more and more young people are tempted to migrate to the larger cities.
Even though Argentina's constitution protects indigenous rights, many here say that nothing is being done to help preserve their culture and to protect them from the big farming corporations that are forcing them from what remains of their traditional lands. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Salta.